Hello, guys, and welcome to our new show, Beer Belly Sports. On this show, we gotta redo that.
It ain't gonna be perfect. It's gonna be sloppy. We're just gonna have to clean the fuck up. You know?
Listen, motherfucker, wait your turn to talk. Come on.
I'll be the Skip Bayless of this fucking program.
Hello, and welcome to our new show, Beer Belly Sports. On this show, we're going to take you from the gridiron to the ice rink to the court and all the way to the pitcher's mound. Today, you see two familiar faces from Party at the Football House, myself, Jackson Delfos, and Nate Amaya.
Yes, sir.
And we have been able to talk one of my very good friends, Aaron Isham, into being our third host on the show. Aaron and I met at...
Oh, you said my name wrong, you fuck.
Oh my god.
I'm done.
Oh
I'm
my
walking off set. I'm walking off set. I'm done. You can talk to my fucking manager if you want to talk to me, Jackson. As far as I'm fucking concerned.
God, I've been saying that the entire time I've known you.
I fucking corrected you about 50 fucking times, too. Say it with me. I say it with me. Some.
Isom? Like Isom?
Isom, yes.
Isom?
Isom, yes.
Well, maybe you should spell it that way.
Correct. Isom. Well, maybe that's how it's fucking pronunciated, bitch. Maybe you learn how to fucking pronounce shit. Piece of shit.
Hello and welcome to our new show, Beer Belly Sports. On this show, we are going to take you from the gridiron to the court to the ice rink and all the way to the pitcher's mound. You see two familiar faces from our other podcast, Party at the Football House. I'm Jackson Delfos, and obviously my co-host, Nate Amaya.
Yes, sir.
And we have been lucky enough to sit there and talk one of my very good friends, Aaron Isom, into coming on the show and being our third co-host. A little bit about Aaron. Aaron played college football at McMurray College. He is a Washington Commanders fan, about the only one I know.
Big W.
The coolest thing that I find about Aaron is a human sports almanac. He knows everything about the big boys in the league all the way to the little ones. And we met at work, oddly enough, and we've been friends ever since. So, Aaron, it's an honor to have you on the show.
I appreciate it. Glad to be here.
Good to see your face, friend. So, to kick things off, we're going to dive right into it. What about these wild card games, guys? What are we thinking? Who's sitting there? Who's making the cut? Who's not?
You want to start with Cleveland and Houston?
We'll start with Cleveland and Houston, yep.
This one's tough, dude. This one's tough. I'm taking Cleveland. I'm riding Smoking Joe as far as he'll take me on this one. I think Stroud's first playoff game against Cleveland's defense. You know, I like Cleveland here. What about you?
Well, it's going to be a great game. Browns are 11-6, Texans are 10-7. With how I saw the Texans play against the Colts, I don't see them beating the Browns, just because the Texans could have easily lost if the Colts would have just, if the motherfucker just would have caught the ball, and also if the ball would have been thrown, right, all this other shit that went along with that Colts game. So, just like you said, it's Stroud's first year. I highly doubt there's only a few quarterbacks that could fucking win a ring their first fucking year. If this was the NBA, it would be a lot differently, but I see the Browns walking out of this one. Score-wise, I think, honestly, Browns will probably be up by 10 in this one.
I'm going to sit there and I'm going to take the opposition from you two fucks, and I'm going to go Houston.
Of course you would.
The reason that I'm going Houston in this is all respect to Joe Flacco, still rooting for him. Dude's balling out, still showing that he's got it. I think C.J. Stroud has proven all season long that he is just hungry, and he's hungrier than a lot of other competition out there. And I think that CJ knows that it is a blessing to be in the position that he's in, sitting there, whether it's a wild card game or not, to be able to sit there and even have a chance to make the playoffs as a rookie. But guys, I don't think we can sit there and we can deny that the kid's been balling out. Before his concussion, after his concussion, he's sitting there doing phenomenal things that, you know, I don't think the draft class that comes to me and all that stuff is like the Trevor Lawrence draft class and all that. And I think that, you know, Joe Burrow was in that as well, wasn't he? Or was that the year before?
That was a couple years before.
Yeah.
A couple years before. So that Trevor Lawrence draft class and all that stuff, I don't know why that is distinctly in my head, but I think it's because that it's all those quarterbacks flopped as far as I was concerned.
Do you think Trevor Lawrence flopped?
Huh?
Do you think Trevor Lawrence flopped? Was a flop?
Absolutely. I definitely think that he did. That season, it doesn't mean that he didn't make major.
Okay. I was going to say, because he
came into Urban Meyer.
I'm not talking about now, because this is CJ's first season.
Yeah,
But I think that I think the strongest thing that CJ has in his back pocket is that he walked into this league like he's been playing in it. Period. I think his statistics can't deny that. I think the amount of wins, I mean, like, well, let's be realistic here, guys. I mean, the Houston Texans, I mean, after D-Hop, after JJ, after all the shit with Deshaun Watson, I mean, nobody in their right mind this season had them sitting there even making it to this point or winning that many games to begin with. You know, whoever's sitting there on whatever betting app that was sitting there to bet on them, I mean, more power fucking to you, because you got a shot. You're saying that, I mean, we're saying there's a shot because they're obviously here. But I think
that worries me about Houston.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that worries me is, you know, they don't have Tank Dell. And you look, a lot of those big games were, you know, Dell had, you know, 5 catches for 200 fucking yards.
Yeah.
So he's not there, and then you got Noah Brown, who's been banged up on the injury report, and Robert Woods too, which granted, you know, Woods is an old vet, but you know, with all those guys banged up, they're pretty thin. So if you got one guy that goes down, like who's the tight end used to play for Schultz? Like if Schultz goes down, I don't, you know, it'll be tough. They're gonna have to rely on those guys like Schultz and Noah Brown and those guys. I'm not sold on their run game with Singletary and Pierce. Especially against Cleveland.
You're saying that it's number 1-2 punch that's in the league and whatever, but I think what works to their advantage with the obvious weakness maybe in the receiving core and all that stuff, but I think that they have enough in the tank. Now, I'm not sitting there saying off the rip that they're sitting there winning a Super Bowl by any means. But what I will say with all of that is, with what they lack in the pass game, I think they make up for with C.J. Stroud's mobility and as well as that 1-2 punch with Singletary and Pierce.
Are we gonna forget? Are we gonna forget Nico Collins? Like he hasn't been balling out for them.
No, like he's there for sure, but I'm just saying outside of him and like Schultz, like those are the guys you got to lean on. One of them gets banged up, especially against a tough defense like Cleveland.
Mm-hmm. I think that's the honest answer with all of it. I think it comes down to what kind of game that secondary and Myles Garrett has. Plain simple. I mean, those guys are just they're just dogs. But I just, like I said, dude, I have a feeling that, like I said, C.J. Stroud's just sitting there and he's just hungry and he's looking for more and all that stuff. Maybe not Super Bowl bound, not saying that, but to sit there and get to that first, you know, official playoff game and all that stuff, I think that they have a decent capability of getting there. So that's my pick. So
Cleveland, on the other hand, they're the same in the same boat. Flacco's going to be looking come out for next year because he's got one more run in him. This is probably it.
Most likely, I mean,
so he's going to look to go with the bang. I mean, you wouldn't surprise me if this was like the 2017 Eagles with Foles, you know, because that defense is that caliber. If he just game manages and doesn't lose the game for him, I don't see that defense putting him in a bad position.
Yeah.
So they got a shot just playing their brand of football. It's just a matter of if they can do it.
Are we sitting there calling a Cleveland Ravens AFC championship, dude? Is that the script?
Wouldn't that be fucking nuts going home to Baltimore?
Is that the script?
That'd be
Ladies and gentlemen, you let us know. Is that the NFL script?
Well, back to what you said.
Go?
Back to what you said about the Texans. Like, nobody thought the Texans was going to be there, but you can also say the same thing about like nobody thought that I didn't. I mean, at least I don't know about me or you guys. I didn't think that the Browns were going to be making the playoffs because the Browns throughout the years have always been like bad. So when everyone saw the Browns, like especially mid-season, saw like they were winning games, that kind of threw me off as a surprise. I think both these teams have a lot to prove within themselves, and especially their organization, just because, I mean, both teams, at least Texas, they probably made the playoffs. I can't remember the last time they been to a playoff game, but I know the Browns have been fucking years. But right now, I mean, the Browns, at least ESPN, yeah, it's Browns are like 50.5% to win, and then the Texans are 49.5% to win. That's what ESPN says.
All right, moving on to the next game. Let's talk about Green Bay and Dallas. Now, Aaron, you and I sat there early this morning, and we were talking about this game, and you said that this is one that took you a minute to sit there and figure out to decide. So I'm interested to hear what it is that you've come down to with that.
I mean, if Aaron Jones is getting the rock and he's able to, do what he does best when he's healthy, then I can just see it causing a fit for Dallas because they can't run the ball. They're going to throw the ball fucking 50 times like they always do every game. And, if they're not hitting and Jair's playing, hopefully, if he's out, then it'll be tougher. But I don't know. I think Dallas ultimately does win. But I think it'll be closer than people think. Especially for, I'm pretty sure, do you guys know what the spread was on that? I'm pretty sure I like Green Bay on the spread. I think it'll be closer than the spread was.
Oh, fucking ESPN says.
Are they playing in Dallas? Are they in Dallas?
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, I think
that. Yeah, they're in a 16-game home win streak going into the playoffs. And I mean, ESPN got them winning 73%. So
the only thing is, if Dallas loses, then the coach is gone. So McCarthy's out. You got all these coaches out there. I just think, it just sounds like it would be the perfect NFL script if Dallas lost and got Mike Vrabel somehow and just made out like fucking Falcon outside of this. It just seems like the most Dallas thing ever to walk through shit and come out smelling like a rose. That's just what it boils down to for me.
Mike Vrabel coached Dallas Cowboy team would be a very scary for the NFC for the next couple, not even couple, because they probably signed him for what, 6 years, something like that, 10 years. I think that would be a scary thing. I mean, obviously it's a little off topic, but I before they signed Mayo as that head coach, dude, a Vrabel Patriots team would have been fucking scary in the AFC, dude. He's got that Dan Campbell punch in the mouth mentality, so I think that'll be interesting to see where the hell that goes. Nah, dude, stay away.
That's where he needs to go. That's where he needs to go. I'd be fine with Belichick, too. Either one.
He's going to the Chargers.
Yeah, probably so. They got the sure thing at quarterback.
Yes, sir. So you said...
Nate, who are you taking?
Well, what would you say? You said the Packers?
The Packers and Dallas are playing. He took Dallas.
Oh, you took Dallas?
Yeah, I got Dallas.
Oh.
I think it'll be close, but I don't think Green Bay's defense can keep up with Dallas's offense, ultimately.
I think that this is going to be... I mean, it's going to rather be a close game or it's going to be a fucking... Not a blowout, but it's definitely going to be a big, 10 to 14 plus over. But honestly, I think Green Bay will come out of this. Jordan Love, He surprised me this year. Another young guy. I mean, I picked him up in my fantasy. That motherfucker's been balling out this year. And the Cowboys, when it always comes to the playoffs, they don't perform good. And you're right with the Packers defense that'll probably be the only fucking reason why they'll probably lose to the Cowboys. But I can see Packers really getting up on the line and fucking the Cowboys up offensively. I think Dak Prescott's going to throw... He's probably going to throw like 4 picks. That will cost him the game. They're going to try to run the ball, but I think that Packers defense is good enough to stop them on the run game. They just got to worry about the fucking pass game against their asses. And so that's how I see that game coming out. Packers coming out with a dub, because I see the Cowboys really fucking up this game. I can see them fucking it up.
It just seems like the script, McCarthy playing Green Bay again, then he shifts the bet against Green Bay, and then it just opens up with all these new head coaches coming to Dallas. It just feels like that.
Yeah,
something that I don't think it will happen, but it would be par for the course with the script, I think.
Yeah, like it just sits well with me. Like I can see their asses just fucking choking.
I don't think it'll happen, but I think it's a definite possibility.
I'm gonna go with Dallas too. I hate saying this for all you Cowboy fans out there. You know, I have no. You're not even in the conferences, well, I guess you're in one of them that I like, but I hate you with a passion. You will always be the Cowgirls. As far as I'm concerned, you are not America's team.
Hell no.
But before I had to get that out before I sat there and said that I was going to pick them. But just
it's crazy.
The way, just the football that they've been playing, dude. You can't. CeeDee Lamb is just, he's got hot hands right now, man. I don't think that Green Bay has I don't think they have anybody that's going to sit there and keep up with them. And then, Tony Pollard, he's doing his thing. The Cowboys have always had that offensive line that is just remarkable in their stance and their footwork and all that stuff, pulling on power, traps, all that other stuff. And you have them big mean boys up front, man. I mean, you can get a lot done, even if one thing ain't working. And then, not to mention, they got Cooks out there, still got Michael Gallup. Stephon Gilmore on defense has been sitting there fucking shit up. I mean, Michael Parsons, freaking nature. It's hard to look at that game and sit there and really think that Green Bay has a chance, because Dallas is just doing. If you just look at their games and what they're doing, it's like they're. I mean, maybe it'd be a little bit dramatic to say, but it's almost like it feels like they're in two different leagues. With what they're doing.
Yeah, but my counter to that would be Dallas. Sometimes they just can't get the running game going with Pollard. Like, yeah, he'll have those games where he goes off for $120, but those games where it's ugly, man, where they can't get it going at all. So if they can't get him going, and Dak's having a bad day, Green Bay's got a shot. They got a real shot if Luck plays a good game.
That's what I'm saying.
I think that would be the recipe for Green Bay to win. Is take away the run, don't let him beat you up front, and just hope Dak fucks it up, because you can't cover everybody. You're not going to be able to cover CD every time. He's going to get you at some point.
Yeah.
But if you get 2 or 3 turnovers, that'll win and lose you the game.
We're going to have to stand strong. I mean, that's going to be the moral of the story if they're going to sit there and they're going to try and, not try, but they're going to try and go in there and win. But I don't know, dude. I just think Dallas is just that animal, man, in this game. Not the entire, the rest that we'll eventually get to, but I think in this game, it's a lion versus a gazelle, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, and I hate saying that because I hate the Cowboys, but they're doing something fucking right, man. They're doing something right. That I can't disagree with. But moving on from that Green Bay Dallas game, we're going to sit down. We're going to talk about some more games here. The big one that is happening tonight: KC versus Miami.
Oh,
But before we get to that, has the potential to be the coldest game in NFL history.
oh yeah.
So, and Aaron and I were talking about this last night. Tickets were going for like $40 bro. 40
We should
bucks.
fucking win.
I would put on the goddamn overall, boy. God damn
You
it.
guys really had to go because I
Yeah,
talked.
that'll never happen.
Would you guys really had gone? Because I talked about that about my coworkers. I was like, dude, it's negative. I think I saw like negative 43 degrees wind chill. Beyond me, I don't know how. I don't think if I got like some good ass seats to where I could literally look at the fucking Kermit and start pissing on his ass, I might be able to go in the game. I might be able to go to that game. Other than that, I don't know.
It would be a cool story to have. It'd be a cool story to tell, but I'm going to tell you what, I ain't freezing my ass off for Patrick Mahomes. I'll tell you that much.
You'll be a part of history. You can see Travis, and then let me fucking talk to Travis. I guarantee you.
Well, shit with the
Little
way
shit, my fantasy.
Yeah,
Then we're
yeah.
gonna talk to you.
Yeah, let me talk to fucking Travis. I guarantee I'll get those fucking tickets.
But with that being said, what are we thinking? I'm interested in this one because with the research that I was doing, going from websites and like, you know, all the interviews and all the, you know, sports shows that we usually watch, all that other stuff, there was a confliction, and then for other ones it seemed like they were kind of sitting there shooting too fast on who they picked. I think there's a lot of stuff to take into consideration into the game for sure. You can look at injuries. Actually, speaking about injuries, Aaron, you have the injuries jotted down of who's questionable, correct?
Yeah. I had a couple games down. I didn't get to finish them all. I know for Miami, they had Mostert was questionable, but I think he's likely to play. And I'm not sure about Waddle. I didn't see any more about him, but they're down bad on defense because both their edge rushers got hurt, Chubb and Jalen Phillips. So I think it's a good homecoming story no one's talking about is Justin Houston signing the contract to come play the playoff game back in Kansas City. A lot of people don't talk about that one.
Who are you picking for that game?
I got Miami. I think Miami's got them. If it comes, it's going to be cold. I mean, I think Miami's much better than Kansas City in terms of like deep plays. So if it comes down to just one or two big plays, you know, I think Miami's got the better chance of getting them than Kansas City. Running the ball too. I think they're going to be able to run the ball with Mostert and Achane. I mean, Pacheco's good. Don't get me wrong, but if Miami sells out to stop the run and just prays that their secondary can keep up with the receivers because they're not that great, I think Miami wins it. I do.
Yeah, and I am going to have to agree with you with how the Chiefs. And I'm gonna keep it plain as fucking simple. With the way how the Chiefs have been playing this whole fucking season, I refuse for them to win this fucking game. They are not going to win this game. I probably would put a whole paycheck into this game that the Dolphins would win. I am that certain. The Chiefs are not going to win this fucking game. I don't give a fuck if the refs are going to glaze Kermit fucking Mahomes. Kelsey, I won't go on a rant on him because I'll just keep him. I'll just say his fucking name one fucking time and I will never say his name again. I don't even want to start with that motherfucker. And but then let me get with how the Dolphins are. The Dolphins would win because Tua, he's a decent quarterback. I like him. Sometimes, if you've seen him play during the season, sometimes the decisions that he's been making on the field is kind of not, just not good. But overall, they obviously made the playoffs, so they've been doing it right. But I think the main thing is that Tyreek Hill, he's going to be returning to Kansas City. And I think that he's going to make a statement on Kansas City. Like, hey, y'all motherfuckers want to leave? Want to kick me out? All right, motherfuckers. He's gonna prove that he didn't need Mahomes. He didn't need fucking Kelsey. He wasn't carried by all means. He's gonna prove fucking to Kansas City, and the Dolphins are gonna come out of this. I think the Dolphins will probably win by 7. Because Chiefs defense they're not gonna fucking do anything, and I think realistically it's gonna be a very defensive game, and I don't think it's gonna be a high scoring game. But Dolphins should come on top because fuck the Chiefs and fuck.
Yeah, Chiefs defense is the only thing that scares me because they can get after you. Spagnuolo's always called a pretty decent defense.
Yeah, their D line's pretty nice.
It'll be a good game. Either way, it'll be a good game.
It's gonna be one good one, but I'll be damned. I'll be damned if the motherfuckers win this game. I'll be pissed. I'll be pissed.
I would be in agreement with the both of you. I'm picking Miami as well.
3 for 3.
And I think the reason that I'm sitting there and I'm picking Miami is they're just clear cut the better team. I mean, if you were going to sit there, one of the biggest arguments that, or not even arguments, it's probably stupidest shit I've ever fucking heard, was like that KC has more weapons to sit there and bail them out, or it was something along those lines. I was talking to a friend 2 days ago, dumb as shit, but you look at that roster that the Dolphins have. Now, granted, a lot of this is, if these guys end up playing, because, if Mozart and Waddle don't play, we got another ball game.
Yeah.
But we're going to go into it that they are, because these guys are going, they have to play. It's the playoffs. If you sitting especially those two guys, that's detrimental to your entire fucking offense right there.
Yeah.
But so you sit there. The focus of what this friend said is that Tua's a shaky quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
I don't disagree. Dude's brain is probably fucking half rushed. But in the grand scheme of all of it, with their coaching staff and also with the surrounding players that he has around them, if he's sitting there having a bad game, those players have the ability to sit there and bail him out. It's just about who has more firepower in the fight. I think you sit there and you have it. People worry about, with the cold and all that crap, or if it's snowing, right? Oh, the deep ball, because everyone thinks Tyreek Hill and the deep ball and all that crap. You want to know what's scarier than a Tyreek Hill on a deep route? Tyreek Hill sitting there running a 5-yard slant that he turns in for 80 fucking yards. And then, not to mention on top of that, they have another Tyreek Hill type player on the other fucking side that can do the same goddamn thing. So you think that you can sit there and focus on covering this one motherfucker? You got the same guy standing over there that can do the same thing.
Yeah.
So the question of all of it, speaking for some of the Kansas City Chiefs fans, can Spagnuolo devise some sort of a plan that can sit there and cover these guys that do these crazy, inhuman things that just run past everybody, to where you have to play old school football? And it's nothing against Spagnuolo, but I think there's just too many guys there. I think you're going to have to sit there and you're going to have to gamble on which one's going to have a worse game. And that's what it's going to come down to. Yeah. But plain simple.
Turnovers and penalties.
No, that too. That's a huge aspect of it too. Who the hell knows, man, with the weather and all this other crap, what it's all gonna be. It's a very I don't buy into the argument that everyone sits there and tells, oh, they're from Miami, they're from a palm tree state, it's really hot over there. Bro, this is the fucking NFL, dude. These motherfuckers flew in a week or two early, whatever the fuck it was. They're sitting there getting adjusted to the cold. Not that it's going to be that the cold that they faced is going to be as cold as it is on game day, but they're going to figure it the fuck out. They're professionals. They're going to get put through wet ball drills. They're going to be put through, hey, if your gloves are fucking up because the snow's on them, you're sitting there, you're not wearing goddamn gloves. They're going to do everything they can, because here's the thing. Miami's been on the cusp of sitting there and becoming one of these super teams in this league that you could sit there and say that you can sit there and not, and I wouldn't say, because I think you have to have a couple Super Bowls under your belt first to say it, but they could sit there and they could have a dynasty on their hands right then and there. It's about sitting there and fixing these little tweaks that they got to figure out. And once they do, dude, holy shit. AFC beware, because you're going to have guys that are going to want to sit there and stick around. They're a younger group of guys, too. That's a scary fucking thought to have. But
imagine the free agents you're going to draw in, too, that want to play with those guys.
Exactly.
You know?
Think about it.
Even if you lose Mostert, who says Henry doesn't want to come fucking run South Beach? You know?
Yeah.
Like Tom Brady, look at Tom Brady, dude. The older folk definitely like sitting there being on the beach, man. So,
and you go to retirement straight.
Yeah, dude. Straight
out your elder years in the league.
What is it?
No income tax. No state income tax. I don't blame them.
That's what I was about to say. Sit there and get your check, boy.
And kissing his kids.
Yeah, get that bread. Fuck them.
But yeah, I'm sitting there and taking Miami tonight, and I'm excited because I think there's a chance that Aaron's gonna be coming over tonight or whatever. So we got one of my friends coming over who is a huge Kansas City Chief fan. So I'm looking forward to sitting there and talking shit all night.
You guys definitely gonna.
So moving on, huh?
You guys definitely gonna have to record some of your reactions.
Record Namo losing his shit.
Yeah. I record every touch.
Talking about how it was the Chiefs' year all year and shit, and then be like, yeah, man, it wasn't our year. Like, whatever.
That bitch fucking Taylor Swift, dude. It was all fucking Taylor Swift.
I swear, dude. I swear.
All right now.
But moving on from there, dude. This one's going to hit home for our one fella in a certain jersey right now. What do we got in Detroit, LA? Stafford coming home.
You want to take this one first, Nate?
Oh, gladly. So, just with the first sentence that you said, Stafford coming on home to the team that got him. They raised him to be this little old lion, and everything was all hunky-dory. And then he became a Ram, and he is going to go back to Detroit with their dirty-ass water, and they're going to fuck them up.
You just fucking chirped Flint, Michigan, bro. What the fuck?
A Ram is going to beat a motherfucking lion today. At what? At 8 o'clock. I'm tuning in. And don't even get me started on this man right here. He's going to go fuck up. What? Isn't it Goff, right? Oh, man. And we get to see Goff again? Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. He's going to go fuck Goff. He's going to get... Aaron Donald's going to get so many sacks in this game. I believe our defense is going to turn up this fucking game because I don't know how both of you guys are, but I know how that motherfucker's going to say. Our defense is going to turn up against the Lions. The Lions have had a great season. I knew that they were probably going to make the playoffs. The Rams, we had an okay season. I'm not going to say we had a fucking great season. Halfway through, I was like, we might not make it. But then we started winning games. Oh, we still got it. And now we're fucking here. We know what it takes. McVay, he knows what we're going to say to our players. He knows what it takes. Aaron Donald knows what it takes. I mean, who's going to stop Aaron Donald on the offensive line of the fucking Detroit Lions? Who's going to fucking...
And Sewell. And Sewell's the only one to man that motherfucker.
Yeah, and Aaron Donald's going to say, excuse me. Is exactly what he's going to do. The fucking offensive tackle.
Watch the tape. Last year it didn't happen like that.
The tackle's going to have to fucking grab him by his face mask or rip his fucking head off in order for fucking Aaron Donald to get off. And even if that...
You got to give his head.
Donald must lose the helmet and he'll still make the motherfucking sack. So I think the Rams is going to get the dub. Score-wise, I say this game is going to be 27-10 with the Rams. I see them really getting on the Lions. You guys think, for anybody that think that the Lions are going to be fucking doing something miraculous this fucking game, Come on now. We let go of Goff for a fucking reason, all right? We let him go for a fucking reason. It is time for us to get back into where we belong in getting another motherfucking ring. So there you go. Ram up, baby. Rams house.
Man, you sold your soul.
Whose house?
Let me take this. You're fucking delusional.
Whose house?
Delusional.
Whose house?
Rams house.
Whose house?
You're sitting there and you're fucking telling me that you're walking in there and that the Detroit Lions don't have more fire going into this game, more weapons on top of all of that, and you're going to sit there and you're going to tell me that they're going to blow them out like that?
Yes.
You know how stupid that sounds?
Yeah, and watch tonight of how the fucking game's gonna go. You're gonna be like, damn, Rams aren't that washed. Rams are actually picking it up. They look like a decent contender.
Your team is in shambles. They didn't know if Aaron Donald was not. They didn't know if Aaron Donald wanted to come back because he said that he was thinking about not even fucking coming back because he didn't want to fuck with it no more. McVay, what for 2 straight fucking months? Oh motherfucker! I tell you what, I would bet the house on that McVay is fired after this year.
No.
Whenever your shit's done, I bet you he gets fired after this year.
You're losing your house, my guy.
It's going to happen. Write it down. I'm calling it now.
You're losing your house.
No, that's the worst take I've heard in a while.
You're losing your house, and I'm keeping you to that. I'm moving in.
Now. And then on top of it too, I don't think that I the one guy I give in all of it for you in all of it is that Nacua. That Nacua kid, dude, has shown out like crazy. But the thing is going up against this. I will always think of the Lions with this season and stuff that they've had and whatever. I will always think that they're just this stalwart of a defense. They got some young guys out there. They got guys that bought into the program with Campbell and just that bite your kneecap off mentality. I mean, that's what he fucking said in the interview.
Uh-huh.
But I just think you have to sit there. Obviously, there's bias in it and all that shit too. But like,
well, it's not bias. This is a true pick. All smoke. I want all the smoke when it comes to the Detroit Lions.
The Lions did not just do everything that they did for all these years to get to this point, to finally make the playoffs
and lose.
Yes, period.
Yes. It makes sense.
That is a team that is a very, especially considering who their leader is in Dane Campbell. Mm-hmm. That is a very scary team to see walk into your facility, period. Mm-hmm. That is my take. And in all honesty, with all of it, I sit there, I think I'll take the Lions by 14. They're not gonna be done by 14.
I like the Lions, but I don't like them by 14. I think it'll be a little closer than that.
They're not gonna be.
You better drink some. You're making those calculations.
Now that was stupid.
Oh, you'll see.
They're not.
We'll be right back here. We'll see.
Yeah, it makes sense for the Lions to lose this game because where are they? They've always sucked and they're gonna suck. What does everybody say? The same old motherfucking Lions.
Yeah, but people say that about the Bucs forever. They were the fucking Buccaneers for all of the 70s to the 80s, and then you get Tony Dungy in there. That's all it takes. Just one guy to change the culture. I think Detroit wins. I think here's the big matchup. Here's what I think. Jahmyr Gibbs is going to make Ernest Jones look like a little bitch because he's the worst pass coverage linebacker. Look it up. Look at the metrics. He's the worst pass coverage linebacker in football. And whenever Goff can't get St. Brown, he's going to dump it to Gibbs, and he's going to fucking... I bet you he gets like 5 dump-offs for like 60 yards. Easy. You watch. I'm telling you.
They're not going to be...
Detroit's good, man. They can run it. They got a good run game. They got a good offensive line. You know, they can dictate the pace of the play. I'm not saying it won't be close. I think it'll be a one-score game, but I just think Detroit will have the upper hand at the end.
And I respect that. Yours makes more sense. DeFoss by 14 by us losing, it doesn't make any fucking sense.
No, I don't see it. But especially Stafford coming home, it's going to be a good game either way. I think it could go either way. I think it's closer. I just think Detroit will win. I just think they got the better overall team. Especially if Brian Branch plays secondary, that'll be big for him.
That's what everyone says, that the Rams are the underdogs. And yes, I would say we are, because just the season that we had, yes, it's been a rough fucking season. Yes, we've had our problems. But if you see the games that made us into the playoffs, we've been having a hell of a lot more fun. And when you're having fun, you're gonna win games, no matter what. It always comes down to it. Because I know if I didn't have fun on the football field, I'm rather getting my ass kicked, or I'm fucking up. We're on a hot streak right now, and we're gonna bring that on to.
We'll be prepared to not have fun.
And we're gonna bring it on to Flintwater.
Have fun.
Bring it on to old Flintwater, Michigan, and we're gonna beat the Lions. The Lions they are a great team. I'm not saying that they're ass. They're a good team, but I think they're gonna fuck up. They're not gonna hold themselves. They're gonna try ball out, but they're gonna be down for a while.
Are you guys willing to put a $5 bet to like Flint Water? We could donate to Flint Water. If the Rams win, then Jackson has to donate $5 to get clean water to Flint, and if Nate wins, vice versa.
Yeah.
I think that's something.
I think that's something we could do
over this one. This one got personal between you two. I think there should be some. A bad hedge between you.
Just fix your water.
It's a bet.
Yeah, get clean water. What's so fucking hard about that? Why you got dirty water?
You better pipe it in from California after you lose. I think that's the stipulations of the game.
All right, the next game that we got, I don't even know why the fuck we're going to talk about this one, but fuck it. Pittsburgh and Buffalo. Okay. I got Buffalo. That's just enough said.
It's going to be a game. There'll be 4 quarters. I don't think there's much else to say. But I don't think it'll be close. I think Buffalo's dog walking.
I don't think so. I think the Steelers are winning this game.
Stop.
The Steelers, guys, hear me out. Hear me out.
They don't have TJ. They're like 40% winning percentage without TJ or some shit like that.
Hear me out. Kenny Pickett is gonna do his fucking.
It's not funny.
Have you seen?
He's not starting.
Huh?
He's not
Mason Rudolph starting.
Even better. Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer.
Even better.
Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer, is gonna beat Bills Mafia. Have you guys seen how the Bills have been playing this season?
That dude's still looking lately.
I thought they were going to make the playoffs with the way how the fucking Bills been playing. Bills have had a hauler.
I think they're dark horse for the Super Bowl.
No. They had a hauler for a season. They were ass, and then they picked it up. And if you saw the games that they lost, they could have easily had won. The Bills are a good team. Josh Allen is a dog. I would never hate on Josh Allen. And then you got Cook, and then you got Diggs. It looks like the Bills are probably going to win this game. But I think that the Steelers' defense is going to prove something that, yes, we don't have TJ, but we can hold on our own. We can. They're going to break the statistics. And they're going to beat the fucking Bills. I think the Steelers will probably win by 3.
Alex Highsmith is going to have fucking 6 sacks if they want a chance to win. It's just not going to happen. I don't see it. I think Buffalo is giving vibes of like fucking the Eli Manning Giants that beat the undefeated Pats. They sneak into the playoffs, just get hot at the end, and they just go on around. I don't see them getting any trouble from Pittsburgh. I really don't. I think it'll be. If I was going to pick a game that someone was going to win by 14, it's this one. But I don't think it'll be 14. I think Buffalo by 10 that's got a better ring to it. But I got Buffalo for me.
I think you guys are sleeping on the Steelers.
Shut up.
They're
Oh
gonna
yeah, I am. I'm hibernating on the fucking Steelers.
They're
Dude.
winning-
I don't want any part of
They're
it.
winning by 3. Watch it. Watch the game.
I'll watch, but I ain't gonna see them win by 3. I'll tell you that.
This game, I think is good. I think it's interesting, and I think it's going to be a tough one because of the injury news that we were able to look at this morning before we filmed. We got the Monday night game of Tampa Bay and Philly. That one, man, I really enjoy both teams. I think they bring both like their atmospheres as a fan base and in the locker room that they have and all that shit is absolutely phenomenal. And I love Jason Kelce, man. That documentary and just following his career throughout all the years from when he was at Cincy all the way up until now. It's just like you want that storybook ending for that guy. But sitting there and looking at the injury news of A.J. Brown having a sprained knee, you know, it has potential to sit there and be a make or break deal. Now, I will say that A.J. Brown definitely has not been a main receiver in their last little spill of games and stuff for sure. I think Devontae's seen more balls lately than he has. On the other side of things, I think Baker's heating up. I think he's got that mentality that he wants to show everyone that, you know, he is who he is. And Mike Evans is sitting there balling out. I think that this game has potential to be a very close one. I do think in all of it, though, that I think Philly has a lot more in the locker room going on where I think that they're going to sit there and put on for their boy, Jason Kelce. You know, that's one topic that we'll eventually get to on the show or on a later episode. But, you know, is it Jason Kelce's last year? To sit here now and even see him sitting there still strapping it up is a surprise. Because as I, you know, looking back last season, it showed all signs that, you know, it was all said and done.
Yeah.
And, you know, for him to sit there and come back and, you know, it could Monday potentially be Jason Kelce's last game. That's going to be a big question.
Definite possibility.
Huh?
Definite possibility. There's a definite possibility.
But in this game, man, like I said, you know, I love the Bucks. I love Jason Kelce and shit, man. But with the way that things are going over there in Philly and with, you know, some of the, you know, can the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with what they have right now, can they sit there and compete with a caliber team like Philly? That's a tough one, dude. This is one that I have not been able to sit there and answer, and it's definitely not because I don't want to. But I think this is the closest game that we get out of all of these, to be honest. And I think a lot of it has to do with situational stuff, and also with what's at the what caliber the team is right now. So I'll let you guys go first. And then we'll come back to me. So whichever one of you wants to take it.
Alrighty. I got Tampa here.
Ooh.
I think Philly's got a lot of shit going on, and they got a Swiss cheese secondary. So I think Mike Evans and Godwin have a pretty good day. I just don't think Philly's got it. I don't think this is their year. This I do agree. I think this will be the closest one. So end of the game, whoever's got the ball last, you know, that could be it. Could be what it comes down to. But I just think with how the Eagles season's gone, they don't have a hot hand to ride by any means right now. Give me Tampa Bay coming off the win of the division.
Yeah. I thought I was gonna be the only one that might have the vote for the Bucks, because I'm saying Bucks too, and it sucks because Like DeFoss said, man, I love Kelsey. I want him to get another one. And Hurts, I have a love and hate relationship with that motherfucker. But he has the heart for it, and I think that he'll really fucking try to do whatever he can to win this game, for not just for Kelsey, but I think for himself, because especially how last year went, I think that he wants to really fucking get in there. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a close game. It's definitely not gonna be a high fucking game. I highly doubt it's gonna be a high game because I don't think the Bucs offense is gonna score that many fucking points on the Eagles defense. Eagles defense is going to hold their own for as much as they can, as long as fucking Hurts or anybody don't fucking drop the fucking ball or make a fumble. Turnovers is going to be a big part of this game. And I mean, like you say, it will come down to the last drive. If it's a tie game and whoever got that ball last, they're damn near going to win. And then, or if it's flipped, it's going to have to be whose defense is going to be better for today. So I think that Baker is going to come out top. I want the Eagles to come out, but sadly, no. It's gonna have to be the Bucs.
Now, if Swift comes out and runs wild, then I think it's a different story. But
yeah,
I can't see it because the Bucs have proven they can win without a run game. Rachaad White's not necessarily a banger between the tackles, but he can make a difference in the passing game too. Mm-hmm. So he can get involved there. They can win. I think they definitely can.
The thing that
Shaq Leonard hasn't been what they thought he was going to be, bringing him in from Indy.
The thing that sticks out to me the most with this game is just that team knows. They don't know what Kelsey's doing. That man is a man of Philadelphia. Practically fucking runs the joint. He's one of the hardest working guys, just hearing all the underdog stories that he sat there and endured. And the thing is he doesn't even fucking talk about it like that. He's a guy that just moves in silence and lets his success speak for itself. And to sit there and have it potentially be this last hurrah with this leader that has held that entire team up as long as he's been on it. I think those guys are going to sit there and they're going to rally around him in the locker room, dude, because this is bigger than just, team stuff. This guy's put on for you for countless years. He was the Iron Man. How many 100 and something games without sitting out? I mean, fucking unheard of. Like, if there's anything that I've learned from sitting there and watching Philadelphia over the years and all that shit is that they're hardworking. They're hardworking people. It's a hardworking team. All that shit, but they're gonna sit there and they're gonna pay their dues when they know that they have to. And I think that this is one of those games where they rally behind Jason Kelsey. So, oddly enough, I'm going to sit there and I'm going to ride the high of them sitting there and having Jason Kelsey's back, and I'm going to take the Eagles for that game. Just based on that and nothing else.
I think it'll be close either way. I don't feel comfortable saying Tampa Bay. I think it's going to be a good smash mouth game.
The only ones that we were different on was Cleveland, Houston, Detroit, LA. Were you serious about Pittsburgh?
Yes.
Okay, Pittsburgh and Buffalo.
For Pittsburgh.
Tampa Bay and Philly.
I generally think Pittsburgh's going to win.
So we're all in agreement on Miami and Dallas. That's it.
Yes. So for our last topic today, we're going to sit there and let's talk about MVP this year. I would go as far to say that I don't think that there is really any competition at this point with Lamar Jackson. I think Lamar sat there and proved that he was worth all of this money that he was sitting there begging, or not begging for, but bitching about. for all that time. And that motherfucker sat there and showed out, dude. I mean, I give mad respect to that motherfucker because a lot of them quarterbacks, bro, they get their money. That's it. I mean, look at what fucking Deshaun's doing over there in Cleveland, man. I mean, it's a complete night and day difference. But the thing I love about Lamar, dude, is that, like, you know, he sat there, he fucking made a promise, dude. He's going to sit there and he's going to do his damnness to get the team to where it needs to be, and he's going to do everything in his power. So my choice for MVP this year is Lamar Jackson. I think if I had to sit there and I had to talk second place, I mean, I think Purdy was there at a point. I know Jalen Hurts was there at a point. But, I mean, I think Lamar's kind of run away with it. I don't think that there's really anyone that sits there and comes.
I don't think the question is who's the MVP, but who the fuck would even come in second. You know, like, I think McCaffrey's got a better argument than Purdy does.
100%
on that team.
100%.
So I think Lamar's got to be a shoe-in this year. Like, I don't think there's anybody else that's going to even come close that I can think of.
Yeah, right now
maybe Tyreek. If the Dolphins go on a run, I know it's a regular season award, but if the Dolphins go on a run, Tyreek maybe. That'd be the only one I could see.
I could agree with that.
Yeah, the standings right now, because I looked it up, you got Lamar first, then Prescott, then Purdy, then Josh Allen, then McCaffrey, then Tyreek Hill, then Tua. That's what it is.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So, I agree with you guys. I think Lamar's going to win. I don't think Prescott's not going to fucking get it. Purdy,
no.
That's iffy there. Purdy will probably be second place. Josh Allen, no. McCaffrey, hell of a season. And then, yeah, Tyreek Hill. And then Tua can stay.
So this is the first year that Mahomes didn't even make the list for that?
Shit, no, yeah, this is the first year, huh?
Yeah, dude, that's the first.
Honestly, I think Stroud's got a better argument than Mahomes this year.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Coming in as a rookie. I never thought I'd say that. Stroud, you know, has a better argument for MVP than Mahomes. But I think he does.
And I don't think it's really his fault. I don't think it's Mahomes' fault that they're in this situation that they are.
He got dog shit weapons. Like, that receiving core is it's a joke.
Yeah.
You got Justin Watson, you know, Rashee Rice is their best receiver. Tony's inconsistent, makes big plays from time to time. But other than that, you're relying on, 35-year-old Kelsey? However old he is.
Yeah.
And he's obviously preoccupied with this stuff.
Into that is, though, what does that say about his quarterbacking, his quarterback legacy and shit? You know, you go from sitting there having this core of guys, Hardman, Tyreek Hill, all these other guys, younger Kelsey, all this shit. I'm gonna tell you what, and it's not that there's a bias because, you know, I'm not a fan of the Chiefs, but like, what does it say? I mean, how do you sit there and look at it? Is this guy, you know, Andy Reid is a Bill Belichick type coach where he has these plans and he has all this film and the way he takes his job serious and all that stuff. What I'm gonna fucking sit there and say is that Tom did it with fucking no-name people. Real guys.
Yeah. But I would argue that Tom's guys it was like Belichick always found that fucking tennis player from Middle Tennessee State, you know, and bring him in and all of a sudden he's an all-star fucking slot receiver. Mm-hmm. You know, whether it's Hogan, like, they would find those type of guys. They never found the X receiver. You know, they always had to sign him, the Randy Moss, bringing in Dante Stallworth, whatever. But they always found, like, decent weapons for him. And he always had Gronk, too. You know, he always had a good tight end to throw to. But with Mahomes, like, I don't know. I'm not going to make any judgments for this year just because it seems like it's like a transition year. It's like on to the next chapter of the dynasty. Yeah. I think they'll retool a wide receiver. You know, maybe come up with a succession plan for Kelsey. Find whoever the fuck's going to be the next number one in the offense. But I would say this year's more of a retooling year for them.
Yeah. Because I don't put none of the blame on Mahomes. It's literally just the motherfuckers.
It's a lot of things.
Yeah, the motherfuckers just didn't catch the fucking ball, dude. The games that they had, a lot of the games they could have won if they just would have fucking caught it. And the way how you said that Brady had fucking nobody, you're right. But yeah, Brady had a bunch of nobodies, but they caught the motherfucking ball. They caught the ball. That's all they had to do. Brady put it on the spot. Mahomes puts it on the spot. It's just the way how Belichick coached. It basically told the wide receiver, "You don't catch that fucking ball from Brady, you're done." And look what fucking happened. They did it. They were not going to drop the ball if Brady got it to wherever the fuck he could fucking have gone.
Well, they would also, Belichick would, grow these guys over years. Like, Edelman was in the league for 4 or 5 years before he was a wide receiver. Full-time wide receiver. He was a special teams guy.
Yep, I saw
so,
that.
they know how to develop shit. Mm-hmm. Kansas City, they haven't showed that, But that's what they could be doing this year. Because you lose a guy like Tyreek, you can't just replace that overnight.
I think the city has lost all their touch, dude, their magic and shit. Because you have to sit there and you have to even look deeper into this. This is probably, if it's not this year, it is definitely next year. Andy Reid's gone.
That's what I was about to say.
He was supposed to be There was talks about him sitting there retiring after the Super Bowl. So he sits there, and granted, on top of it, too, if he's going to sit there and do it, he's going to want to do it with the team that's going to sit there and win a Super Bowl, or has the most likely chance to win a Super Bowl. I don't think that that's its team. See, the biggest shit that I heard all year last year was, everyone doubted us, all this other crap, blah, 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 all this other crap. Well, I mean, yeah, you look at, all the shit that was going on, all that other stuff, yeah, I mean, that's the opinion that was, perceived. They go and they win the Super Bowl, which I'm not even going to get into that last fucking call and shit. I still think to this day that you got to let the boys play at that moment, whatever. But you look at it, what they were saying, like all these fans, and what the players and the whole the whole shamoe of the Kansas City Chiefs has been saying, like, we're it, this is this, we're this, that team, or this, that, the other. I mean, you're winning games. You're a decent team, but I don't think you're touching what you've been in the past at this point at all.
No, but they all have their hiccups. Like every dynasty, it's not going to be all sunshine and roses. Like the Patriots did win it every single fucking year. There was bumps in the road. I think they'll figure it out. And if not, then I think the conversation of, getting rid of Reid comes up. Yeah. But I don't think the game's passed him by any means. He's still one of the best offensive minds in the game. He's probably the best. Maybe McDaniels is up there, but he's one of the best still. I wouldn't give up just yet. I'd give him a couple more years to put a receiving core around him. I think he can do it.
Yeah, but then again, man, I mean, we've all played the fucking game. Whenever you guys ever had games to where, like, we're in a football game, and we're blocking our asses off, and the fucking receivers don't catch the fucking ball. That's one of my pet peeves with all you skinny fucks out there that say you're fast enough, and then you don't do all this conditioning, and they say that we're fat because we can't fucking keep up with your fucking asses. But then when you drop the fucking ball, you want us to kiss your asses. Like, oh, it's okay. No, that's your fucking job. Catch the fucking ball. What do you think that they did during practice? Like, you don't think I don't believe that. I don't see Andy Reid getting on their asses on the practice field and making them fucking run drills of catching the ball, fucking doing this. Oh shit, doing fucking this shit. And boom, this shit. Boom. I'm making them stand somewhere and catch the ball. There's so many drills that they could have had done, and I don't think that. I just don't think that Andy Reid, if they went to the coach route, is his fault. I don't even think that is his fault. I know that he's a hard ass coach. Everybody fucking talks about it in the locker room. That, like, he's a great guy, but
the thing though, whose fault is it? Because here's the thing: if they're sitting there and they're working at it in practice, or they're not, whatever the fuck the case may be, These motherfuckers are not. If we're going this route with what you guys have agreed on with this, they're not doing any better. They are continuing to fuck up, and they were fucking up at a time where certain guys could have gotten moved. Certain guys could have gotten traded for. Certain guys could have got signed. So if it's not Patrick Mahomes' fault, it's the receiver's fault. It's not Andy Reid's fault. It's not this fault. Then whose fault is it? Because in my mind, with everything, you sit there. You are in the NFL. You are at the height of competition. Mm-hmm. How do you sit there and not have it come down to that the coaching staff is either doing something wrong? Because there's a middleman. The receivers is the easiest one to sit there and win because they're the ones dropping the ball, right? But the thing is with having that issue with everything, there's something that pairs with that. It's something at practice, or it's something with the quarterback, or it's something like this, something like that. It's paired with something. It's never one problem. It's two problems, because to solve that problem, you either get fucking cut, benched, traded, you practice, whatever the fuck the case may be. So, I mean, that's my question all is, whose fault is it? Because somebody isn't doing something right. Here's the one thing I'll say. Patrick Mahomes hasn't been playing like Patrick Mahomes. And at the other end of it, Andy Reid hasn't been coaching like Andy Reid. They're in the state of I think they're shooken up because I don't think they were prepared for any of this coming.
They're not used to losing.
That's exactly what I'm getting at. Your response to those losses is what's going to sit there and make or break your season. Mm-hmm. Like that Raiders game and all that stuff, dude, I will tell you what, that would be one of my top rivalries to watch until, all those guys retire. That Raiders-Chief rivalry and shit, dude, that was something. I watched that game and all the hype going up into it. It was exactly that. Mm-hmm. But it's just like, Mahomes is a winning quarterback. Andy Reid's a winning coach. You got some younger guys, like all the announcers, you hear them, they got the young core, all this crap. Yeah, they do. But if you are going to sit there and you are going to compete for a Super Bowl, which is the standard because they are this dynasty, right? What the fuck are you doing? What are you doing to fix that? Because now...
See, what I think...
Go on.
What I think went wrong is I don't think there's like one person. I think it's Brett Veach, the GM, and Andy Reid for thinking. I'm not saying like you don't believe in Mahomes, but I think they thought like maybe this motherfucker is a robot and can get it done with absolutely nobody but a tight end, And if you go with that line of thinking, like it doesn't matter who the fuck's a wide receiver, we're gonna win. Like this is your result. It matters. Like it takes 11 guys on each side of the ball to win a fucking game. You know that just as well as I do. And I think maybe they kind of overshadowed not how good he was, but just how much one guy can be capable of, winning the game for you. Mm-hmm. I think that's where they fucked up. I think they put not necessarily too much trust, but, just it doesn't matter who you are, your plate can only hold so much. And if your plate's overflowing, it's overflowing, So they gotta, I think they'll retool. I think, with wanting to sign Jones to that contract and everything, they didn't want to pay a big name wide receiver until they got all that shit sorted. But I think they'll get it. I hate to say it, but I think, they'll be like a D-Hop or, Calvin Ridley's a free agent again. Somebody like that will, end up there, I think. And then we'll be sitting here talking about, like, all the Chiefs are the fucking top dog again.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just a matter of sustainability. But that's what I think happened. I think they bit off more than they could chew with Mahomes for the wide receiving core because it hasn't been pretty from the get-go. Because, Rashee Rice is the only one worth keeping from the wide receivers.
Good dog, dude. I really like him. He's really good.
And he's not he's not an A.J. Brown that can, moss motherfuckers like that.
Yeah, it's true that you said, like, because even like when it came down to it, because there were games where like I would watch their games because I'm like, it's a Chiefs game. You expect them to do fucking some crazy shit, and sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. And especially like whenever I think it was the Raiders game or one of these fucking games. If you see, whoever's defense is against the Chiefs, you see them usually double teaming the Chiefs tight end. I'm not going to say your name. The Chiefs tight end. Whenever I saw the coverage and everything, because they didn't have to really worry about the fucking wide receivers, because by then they already knew that they were already iffy. All you got to do is just be there, and they're rather going to be fucking too scared, or they'll catch it, look away, and then they'll fucking drop it as easy fucking done it. Because like you said, like I think that they just didn't really give a fuck about. They're trying to be like a wannabe fucking Patriots and thinking that Brady and Gronk.
Yeah, that's exactly what I think happened.
Yeah, like they're just trying to do like that. We're like, no, dude. When all the defenses had to do and it had worked was just fuck up the Chiefs tight end and the fucking backup tight end. He did better than fucking his ass. Because they were like, oh, they ain't gonna. Yeah, they ain't gonna give it to this motherfucker. And then he fucking got more touchdowns. He might have got more touchdowns than fucking the first string. Yeah, it's fucking Taylor Swift's boyfriend. They could have. He had hella shit. So I think that was a big problem. They didn't care about the wide receivers, and they're trying to be a fucking wannabe Patriots.
Yeah, but I mean, you live and you learn, though. I mean, that's the only thing that makes sense to me. Because how do you lose? I'm not that Juju was a end all be all receiver, but you lose somebody like that, and you don't bring anybody in to replace them, and you haven't drafted anybody besides Rice to, I just think they had too much faith in what they had, and they bit them in the ass. But I mean, we're sitting here talking about this, and they could just turn it around at any given fucking time. Yeah. Go on one of these classic Chiefs runs, and then we look like fucking idiots.
That's what I'm saying, man. It's just a bunch of bullshit. Like I'm telling you, I'll be damned if those motherfuckers win. I'll be damned if they win.
But I will say, compared to the usual of what we get with the Chiefs, this has been a lot uglier. It's not as clean and crisp as it usually is.
Yeah, they're not the same.
It's been pretty ugly at times.
It'll be interesting to see, boys, but unfortunately, we have run out of time for today. So, go like, comment, subscribe on the video. If you disagree with some of the picks that we've made, please let us know why. And we'll be looking forward to seeing you guys here probably within the next week. And we'll pick it up from there. Boys, you got anything left?
Oh, man.
Nothing here.
Share with all your friends, with all your family. Let us know. Let us know who had the most dumbest pick. Me, personally, I think Duffel.
That was Jackson with that 14 burger. That 14 burger was fucking ugly, dude.
Yeah.
You played a night, right?
Yeah.
Oh, no, they play tomorrow.
They play tomorrow. Yeah.
Fucking watch this game, bitch. Watch. Watch the fucking game. Thank you for tuning in to Sports. See you next time.
See ya.
Peace.